right back. Uja. Oh, got in front of my face. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Oh, Uja. Uja. Okay. Can you hear me all right? I can hear myself here. So I'm just trusting you all can hear me. Okay. So it is the full moon. I don't know where you are, but it's rising right now. It's very bright and beautiful, and I'm excited to be tuning in with you all for a few moments. So as normal, I begin with the beautiful singing bowl, crystal bowl, that's tuned to the root chakra, is what I've been told. And I'm going to go counterclockwise to open it up. And the chant for the full moon that I learned is Om Ya Ya Om. So you can chant with me. Om Ya. Om Ya. It's a chant I learned from Temple of Chitaunet or Temple of Aset, Dr. MaataJi, in honor of Jehuti as the full moon. Which brings us to our cosmic chimes and chants. So Instagram, I don't think you can see them, but I have the chants here for the full moon, Jehuti. I have Heru or Uranus and Sidereal Aries. So we have the full moon, Uranus, and Sidereal Aries. So that's what the transmission for tonight is going to be addressing. So in case you're new to these transmissions, these are acutonics chimes that are tuned to the different planets and KemeTones and HeruScopes, rather than identifying with the Greek gods and goddesses, which are normally associated with the planets and constellations. We make the connection with the Kemetic gods and goddesses, the Neteru. Uja, do it for tuning in. the Neteru. So we have Jehuti, Heru, Chamet Amun is associated with Aries, and also Set is associated with Aries because Set is associated with Mars, and Mars corresponds to Aries. So tonight's transmission is going to be dealing with the Setian aspect of Aries, the egoism that can come out. And I want to note that the full moon just slipped into Aries, Sidereal Aries today. Yesterday, or even this morning when the moon was actually full, it was still in Sidereal Pisces. So tonight it is in the same sign as it is in the Western system. And we're going to be addressing in the myth, the Assyrian resurrection myth, when Heru and Set had their battle. It was the healing medicine of Jehuti that restored the spiritual vision of Heru that had been blinded by egoism, by Set. And so that is going to be the intention for tonight, that when our egoism is illuminated or triggered, or when it reveals itself, either in ourselves or others, that we respond with spiritual aspiration, spiritual victory, and control our ego, control our egoism, and respond to egoism in others rather than react. And I've been having experiences when I'm staying as calm as possible, responding to someone else's egoism, and trying not to let my egoism take over. So that is the healing that I'm working on for myself, and I'm sharing with you. If you have any questions, comments, please type them in. Oh, thank you. Someone sent me a finger heart. What is this for? 420 asks, what is this for? This is cosmic chimes and chanting for the full moon. Each one of these chimes is tuned to a different planet. And so this is a sound healing. I've set the intention, and it's like a global prayer or a global sound healing for whoever is able to tune in. And I'm going to be chanting the names of the Neters from the Kemetic Aeneid, the gods and goddesses associated with these planets or constellations, and their vibrational frequency. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. So just to remind you, Jehuti is the cosmic mind, which is the mind of the creator. Heru is spiritual aspiration. Uranus is the planet that travels at a different angle, perpendicular to the rest of the solar system. So it's like a rebel. It's a revolutionary. And Set is the Neteru, or the cosmic force of egoism. And our goal in life is to control our ego so that it is protecting the boat of our life rather than steering the boat. We want Heru to steer the boat. So that is a little bit more of the intention for this transmission. Jehuti. Heru. Jahoti. Dua Heru. Dua Se. Dua Dua Aku Jodi. Aku Heru. Aku Se. Aku No. The full moon illumination, cosmic mind, intelligence, spiritual aspiration, spiritual victory over sin, over egoism, over ignorance of divinity, standing up in the battle over lower self. Om Jyoti. Om Heru. Om Se. Dua Jahoti. Dua Heru. Dua Se. When we are triggered, remain steadfast. When we are hurt, remain calm. When we are violated, remain at peace. yet stand firm in our awareness of who we are. Naku Judy Naku Heru Naku Send Naku I am the Netaru. I am the Netaru. I am the Netaru. All right. So the way the sound healing works is if there's any blocks internally in our physical nature, our energetic nature, our mental, our bodies, our environment, if there's any blocks of any kind, the sound has the power to go into the body and rearrange things. It can remove blocks, it can realign us with our divinity, it can reformat our DNA, it can repair DNA, it can program the water in our body. I don't know if you're familiar with the work of Dr. Emoto. He did the experiments with water, and he took water samples from polluted water, water that had been prayed over, water where he took words, wrote words out and attached them to the water, like, I love you, you're beautiful, you're spiritually victorious. And then the ones with negative words like, you're stupid, you can't do this. And attached the words to the water, froze the water. So the water was imprinted with the vibrations of his intentions. And then looked at the water samples under the microscope. And the water samples that had positive vibrations, positive messages, were perfectly aligned like crystals. And the water samples that had been imprinted with negative vibrations were like deformed or misaligned, out of balance. And so that is what goes on with our bodies. Our bodies are 80% water, and we're constantly bombarded with vibrations and sounds that don't really resonate with who we are, or they have an alternate agenda that's not in alignment with who we are or our divinity. So we do sound healing with the chimes and offering with the chants, the Kemetic chants, to invoke the deities that are associated with these tones, or with the private sound healing. The tuning forks are tuned to these vibrates, and they go into the body and realign the water molecules, reformat the DNA, eliminate blocks. Remember that? Okay. Wonderful. And so that is the intention behind these sound healing transmissions. So looks like a few people just tuned in. So I'm going to do another offering. And then if you have any reflections or comments on how this affected you. I look at these sessions as offering vibrations or healing that helps with spiritual strength. In times of adversity, I can only speak for myself. In the past, I would get spiritually weak, even get spiritual amnesia and forget all the things that I've learned and studied and all the tools that I have. And if I can remember to do music or chanting or breathing or sound healing, then that, snaps me back. Or studying, anything that activates that opens the way for the limited mind to access the infinite mind, and that is filled by the cosmic mind. So doing sounding like this puts us in that awareness. I don't know if you're familiar with the 40-day prosperity plan, but that plan teaches you or helps you remember that the source of abundance, or the source of our supply, the source of everything that we're seeking, is directly connected to our awareness of our divinity. Like, that is our source, is our awareness. It's not even the divinity that's in us, because if we're not aware of it, then we can't use it or access it. So it's really about finding things that help us. My dog is ready for dinner if you hear her whining. Things that remind us of our divinity, like with Jehuti. When Hetedu had forgotten her divinity in her form of Sekhmet, it was the cosmic wisdom of Jehuti that brought her back. Or, like I said, when Hedu had become blinded by egoism, it was the healing medicine of Jehuti that restored the vision. So that's what we want for us when we forget our divinity. We want something that will remind us who we are. Or when we get too trapped in the materialism, we want something that will grab us and say, hey, that's an illusion. It's not real. Remember who you are. Just stay calm. I'm not like I'm super enlightened being. I have to remind myself, that's why I do these sessions, because it helps me. It helps with my music study, which I've learned purifies my REU, and so I'm hoping that it helps with your REU purification. Okay, so that's enough talking. I'm going to get back into the chanting. So that was just a little general introduction. Now I'm going to focus on the light of the full moon. How it is beaming to us through the sign of Sidereal Aries. And it's also conjunct with Uranus. So again, we have Jehuti, Heru, and Set. And so since it's in Sidereal Aries, I'm going to start with Set. A lot of traditions tell you to eliminate the ego, to reject the ego, to kill the ego, to destroy the ego. And that is really not, in the Terran tradition, that's not the idea. In the Terran tradition, the idea is to tame the ego, control the ego, get the ego to recognize its own divinity and that it has a purpose. So we really just want our ego to fall in line, just to wake up, pay attention, and stop being so full of itself, and to listen. That's the way to be spiritually victorious, is to listen to our divine self. Om Sidereal Jehuti. Om Sidereal Jehuti. Om Sidereal Jehuti. Set HeruScopes. Om 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 Set HeruScopes. All right. Let's see. Looks like there's a comment over here. Do you read cards? I do not read cards. I do pendulum readings, but not card readings. I do sound healing. My modality is sound. Oh, I'm so glad you're enjoying this. It means a lot to me. Your presence is a gift to me. If you're interested, Uja, do a hatap. Just tuned in. If you're interested in getting a personal sound healing session with Cosmic Chimes and Chanting, you can reach out to me. It has the Kemetic Sidereal chart. I do the 13-month Sidereal astrology system. It has a thorough analysis, which takes me about 8 hours, maybe 10 hours, spread over a period of several days. And then, thank you so much. And then also includes the analysis, and then a one-on-one consultation, which lasts about an hour. Tua, thank you so much. And then you can get that with the Cosmic Chimes and Chanting session with chimes that are tuned to your birth date and birth time, and then the chants that I just channel. They're not like traditional chants or anything. They just come through. So if you're interested in anything that, just let me know. I really appreciate your support. Lady Soldier just tuned in, so I'm going to go a few more minutes. She can get some healing in. So what I've been talking about is the full moon is tuned to cosmic mind of Lord Jehuti. And the full moon and Uranus are in Sidereal Aries. The moon just slid into Aries today. And Heru and Set are the cosmic forces. You may have seen them in the Sema symbol, which has Heru and Set on either side of Asar, or on either side of, they are tying a rope together, which symbolizes the unification of upper and lower Kemet, unification of our higher consciousness and our lower consciousness, the unification of our spiritual aspiration working together with our ego. And so this intention is that this is illuminated during this full moon. In my personal life, I am dealing with my own egoism and responding to egoism in others. And it's not always easy. I'm working on remembering my spiritual aspiration, which is enlightenment. And I'm striving to remain calm and honest. The honest part is difficult because the other person, if they're already being ruled by set and egoism and ignorance, when I speak my truth, they tend to respond with more egoism. And my goal is to remain seated on my inner throne and not be moved, and to remain, steadfast in my awareness of who I am, which is the source of my abundance and the source of my strength. So it's really up to me, or up to you, when we're in adversity or dealing with egoism. What do they say? It's not so much the situations in life, it's how we respond. If we respond with egoism, we're going to create more RU for ourselves. RU are negative impressions that are stored in our heart, and they're what triggers our egoism. They're what triggers more adversity. They're what triggers our lower vibrations. So with this full moon, intention is that we're victorious. The word for spiritual victory is makaru, and I get them mixed up. Spiritual strength is neck, and spiritual valor is Kent. So let's have a chant for that right now. That this full moon, we find our spiritual victory, our spiritual strength, and our spiritual valor to defeat set, to defeat our egoism. So in this one, I'm going to use those three terms: Makaru, neck, and Kent. And that's our spiritual aspiration and our intention for this transmission. With the illumination of the cosmic mind, we can defeat set. So here we go. Nupuheru, Nupuheru, Nukmakaru, Nukmakaru, Nukpune, Nukpune, Nukuken, Nukuken, Nupuheru, Nupuheru, Nukmakaru, Nukmakaru, Nukune, Nukune, Nukuken, Nukuken. I am Heru. I am spiritual aspiration of enlightenment. I am spiritual victory of the soul. I am spiritual strength and valor. I know the way. I am the way. I am the hero of my own myth. I am illumination by the cosmic mind. I am illumination of the cosmic mind. I am illuminated by the cosmic mind. As I defeat self, I defeat the fetters of sin. I defeat egoism in myself and in others. I stand up to ego in myself and in others. I am fearless when I find stand in myself and others. Nukuharu. Nukmakeru. Nukle. Nuke. Nukchahuti. Nukpuse. I am Heru. I am spiritually victorious. I am spiritual strength. I am spiritual valor. I am the cosmic mind. I defeat my lower nature. All right, Jadua and Hatep. This has been Nefer. I so appreciate you. Remember to tap the screen. We are healing through sound. That is so true. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, this has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate you staying around and your comments and positive vibes. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I will be back for celestial events on October 31st for the Spiral Dance Medicine Wheel. I'll be streaming live from the lake. Those of you in Chicago, you can join me at sunrise on October 31st, where we honor the points along the spiral dance. There's 8 points along the circle of life, circle of the year. We have the solstices, the equinox, and then we have the mid-seasons. And October 31st, November 1st, November 2nd is the middle of fall. And it is the time known to honor the ancestors, to honor the dead. They say it's the time when the veil between the living and the dead or the deceased is thinnest. And it's easy to access our ancestors during this time. And it remains open until the middle of winter. And ironically, the Western European, Babylonian, Caucasity culture has us all fixated on Halloween, which is supposed to be the night that you purify your home, your space, your mind, everything in your life. You purify so of evil, toxic, negative vibrations, entities, spider webs. You know, they hang around in the corners of your home. So you're supposed to go around, you're supposed to clean your house on October 31st and then do a spiritual cleansing at midnight so that on November 1st, you can welcome in your ancestors. So in indigenous traditions in Central and South America, it's called Dia de los Muertos. It's the Day of the Dead. And that's when you leave out treats and you create an altar for your ancestors and you commune with them. And this salt society has us seeing our ancestors as, you know, goblins and zombies and monsters. And maybe those are some of the, you know, European ancestors, but I know my ancestors are living well in the spirit world, and they don't look like decaying, rotting flesh. They're just in the spirit realm, in the netherworld. So if you want to, learn more about this, reach out to me. This is the tradition I learned about when my daughters were very young, and I was trying to understand how to raise them in a spiritual way. And everyone at this time of the year is doing Halloween. So they didn't find out till we were like in high school that other people went around and did trick or treating, that we were like cleaning our house and deep in prayer on Halloween. And then on the Day of the Dead, we, reached out to our ancestors. So, if you're going to dress up on Halloween, dress up as one of your ancestors, dress up as one of your heroes, not as a goblin. Or if you are into Wicca or witchcraft, dress up as an herb woman, an herbalist, or a midwife, not some woman with green skin and a pointy nose and a wart on her nose. And I don't know, just do something that's more authentic with how nature really is. That's my suggestion. So yes, so if you're interested in the Spiral Dance Medicine Wheel, I will be streaming live from the lake at sunrise for the Spiral Dance, and then I'll during the week I'll share more information on how to honor your ancestors during this time. Okay, and then on the 25th I'll be back with Ancient African Adorations with Kemetic devotional world music from the Netarian tradition, Chatout Neter, Temple of Aset, and also the temple where my work abides at AstMaataJi Temple of Divine Light, Healing, and Sweet Sounds. Okay, well, I'm so grateful that you are here and for your support. I'm speechless right now that you tuned in and you sent me some donations and some coins. You can always send donations to my Cash App or PayPal.me. I'll include the link in the replay. Dua Hattab, much love. I love you all so much. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.